Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom. I'm an eBay reseller and a full-time stay-at-home dad for my 6 kids. It's crazy. Today is Sunday night. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Wife is getting the kids in bed, and I just pulled 30 items for $771. So let's take a look at what sold. All right, guys. So my 770 average actually includes a couple of things that have to ship, that you've already seen that have to ship: the popcorn popper, the Scooby-Doo shirt, and that Haunted Mansion thing. So this isn't $770 worth of orders necessarily. Let me start grabbing stuff. So I had this comment about how it's possible to sell $6 stuff and make it work with 6 kids. Well, generally, I don't sell anything less than $11 free shipping, and I don't, and the like $12 free shipping makes me about $5 a piece, and a lot of that stuff that I'm selling is like this. That is, I had this marked for $12 free shipping, and I got an offer for 10, and I'm bound to take it, but that's as cheap as anything that I sell. But like this, I didn't buy this. I bought a huge box of things, and I had the option to throw this away or to make. This is what I made on this thing that was in the bottom of a box. So I could throw it away and make nothing, or I could sell it for whatever it sold for $10.80. Buyers all in at $11.31, so it's just sales tax, and make $5 on it. And so if you sell a bunch of $5 items in a day, a bunch of items you make $5 a piece on in a day, and they ship as easy as this, it's a pretty easy way to get a bunch of sales and make a bunch of money. The other thing is like the implication that my wife makes all the money and I don't make any money is something that comes across in the comments a lot. And I'm not going to try to address every single negative comment that I get in a video, so we're not going there. But this is something that happens a lot, is people assume that my wife is a rocket scientist making $100,000 a year is the only way we're able to make it. We live in the Midwest, and we live within our means, and so it's expensive to have 6 kids, but it's not undoable. We bought a reasonable house, we bought a reasonable car, and we live within our means, and so I don't need to make a fortune. And like what it would cost me in childcare to go get a job, it doesn't make any sense. One of us has to be a stay-at-home parent, and I can do it and make money. And she did it for a while and was trying to make money. Well, I was doing commission sales, and she wasn't able to really get a business off the ground, and I was making money on eBay, and then the lumberyard closed, and she had a teaching degree. We both applied a bunch of places. She got the job first. I built the eBay business. So it's not as if we don't rely on my suite. We don't rely heavily on my income for everything. But I do contribute in a way that makes sense. But she is a public school teacher in a mid-tier Midwestern town. So it's not like she's a professor. We make it work within our means. Anyway, that is something that comes up a lot. And so I was talking with Drew, Tip of the Mitt Flips guy, and he's like, I don't say that I'm full-time. And I noticed that Kevin, like Commonwealth Picker, also doesn't say he's full-time because they're not making what most people would consider a full-time income. And I'm not working full-time. I have 6 children who all go to different schools and do different activities, and I don't put in 40 hours a week. So, but it's my only income. So I tend to say that I'm full-time, but I haven't said it in the last 2 videos. And I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from. It's not like I'm making buku dollars, but I contribute about a third of our 2/3 of our income. And it is because I sell things that sell for $6, things that sell for $10 free shipping. That, how many $5, like, so I'm guessing, and I'll put the number up. If I make $5 on this, I don't have to sell, and I sell 20 of them in a day. That's $100. Not that $100 is in a day is making huge money, but it is. It doesn't take very long to take 4 pictures, put it in an envelope, print a label on my Label Royal printer, and make $100 as a stay-at-home parent. That's pretty good. I do better than that though, because the comment says how you do $6 to $12 free shipping items. $12 free shipping is probably as low as I go. So there's the underestimation, and then the implication that my wife supports me and I don't actually make money is insulting. Anyway, $20. Boathouse. This I picked up for $2 at a thing where I only picked up Disney stuff. And if you just saw this and you weren't a Disney nut, I'm again wearing my Haunted Mansion Spirit jersey. You wouldn't necessarily know that this is a restaurant at Disney Springs. This does not say Disney on it anywhere. But I knew it was a Disney thing, so I picked it up. And it sold for, I paid $2. It sold for $20 free shipping. This hat, I bought 40 hats for $1 a piece at a thrift store probably 3 years ago. And I'm still going through them. And they were not worth picking up. And I had this listed for $9.99 plus shipping, and I got a $6 offer. And I'm like, that is good enough, because it's not making money at this point. $6 plus shipping. This next item, let me see if I can grab it. It's a little precarious. All of the items that I sold today are pulled and sitting in a stack right there. And this was on the bottom, but it's next in line. And I want to try to do them in order because it makes the editing easier on the other end when I'm editing it and putting in the pop-ups. This is Barbie. I think it's 1991, if memory serves. I think it was dated 89. And it's just a nylon vintage sleeping bag. Barbie's really hot right now. This I got at the Everything's a Dollar sale. So I paid $1 probably 8 weeks ago. And it sold for, I had it listed for 25 free shipping, and it ended up selling for 20 free shipping on an offer. These sold for $15. I paid not very much, but it's been a year and a half ago that I bought this huge box of Bopsy twins and the Hollister gang. Happy Hollisters. Hollister gang is like a gangsters 20s kind of thing. The Happy Hollisters are these same kind of like family who has happy adventures together books that are from the late 40s, I think. Anyway, I bought this big box for $6 or $10, not very much. And this is a reissue from 1967. I don't know when it's from. Anyway, Bopsy twins do okay. The Hollister ones did really, really well. But these were kind of something that I had doubles of, because it was like 40 books in this banker's box for $10, I think, at that yard sale. It was a St. Anthony's Church sale. And these sold for $15 free shipping. This, not a good pickup. This was a yard sale where I was flying blind. I didn't have any reception. And this hat was $3. And it ended up, I was like, that, you don't see Tour de France hats a lot. And the people who like that are really passionate about it. It's got a really nice big tag on it and a lot of embroidery. It's kind of a, if you're into that, it's a really flashy, loud hat. And that should do really, really well. And well, the market's really saturated. And so that ended up selling for, I had it listed for $14.99 free shipping. But as soon as I got a $10 offer, I'm like, That's not a great purchase. I need to just let that thing go. $19 plus shipping. I have so many Nintendo controllers. They're coming out my ears. These got tested and listed a while back. They sold for $19 for the pair, plus shipping. Buyers all in at $28. This item, I'm not going to pick up. It's way over there in a crate. I'm going to do a dedicated video on just how I ship this thing. The ceiling fan I picked up for $5 because I'd seen my buddy Travis do one before, and I listed it for $100, and it's been listed for like maybe a week, and I got a $75 offer plus shipping. This is not the kind of thing you want to do free shipping unless it's like $250 because you don't know where it's going. And as of right this minute, I don't know how hard it's going to be to ship. I'll figure it out, but it's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be impossible. I'll get it there undamaged for sure. I've been at this a while, but it's not the kind of thing that you want to take a chance on free shipping, because then you're a little more prone to try to figure out how to ship it cheap if it has to go to Alaska or Hawaii or something. This is going from central Illinois to central Pennsylvania. Not a big deal. Should be like $30, and I think that's pretty well. Yeah, so the buyer made me an offer at $75 plus $27 shipping, and then with tax they're in at about $108. So that it'll be worth, like, you know, if it took me probably 45 minutes to wire the thing up, test it, clean it up, put it all together, take it all back apart and put it in a box. And then it'll probably take about that long. So maybe I'm in it for 2 hours and I make probably $60. So that's like $30 an hour. It's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be hard either. But a ceiling fan is not the kind of thing that you would just buy most ceiling fans. But this one's really, really super unique. And I thought it would be cool and it's fun, even if it isn't going to be a ton of fun to ship. Gex, enter the Gecko early PlayStation 1 video game. This is a strategy guide. I paid 40 cents a piece for 100 strategy guides. This one sold for $15 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $21.75. California raisins. These are not the old California raisins like the 80s ones. These are, I want to say, mid-90s, maybe even late 90s. Let's see if it's on here. 1991, so it's not really late 90s. But these aren't the original edition. I bought these these were part of a flat that I bought at an auction for I bought the whole thing for $7 and it came with a whole bunch of toys. So these are the kind of thing that I tend to sell cheap. That where I bought a lot, and rather than throwing these things out, I put them online and I make a couple of bucks on top of the money I was already making. And those sold for $16 free shipping. This I paid like $4 for, and I really, really liked it at a garage sale. And they have several cool vintage sports pieces. And the guy was indiscriminate, like the Blazers, Portland Trail Blazers hoodie that I bought that I sold the other day. Some like Los Angeles Rams stuff, or no, it was San Diego Chargers stuff. New York Yankees. He just had all kinds of cool vintage sports stuff, and it was an older guy, and he's like, I used to wear whatever team I could find because I just like sports, and I'm not really big on any team, so I just like to had a eclectic collection. And I bought a bunch of stuff from him, but this bike pullover, vintage Chicago Bears, it's a size medium. It might fit my skinny son. It's no way it's gonna fit me, but I thought it was really, really cool. Paid $4 probably 8 weeks ago-ish. I have a hard time keeping track of exactly, and I don't want to look them all up and tell you how long they've been listed, but it hasn't been 90 days. And it sold for $23.90 free shipping. This is the only thing I can't find, and I know it is right there somewhere, but I just didn't continue digging. I'll have to dig deep on it. And I'm shocked. This was another yard sale where, and this was probably at the beginning of the summer, I didn't comp anything at that sale. And I remember when I edited the video, there was like a toy car that it was $10. It was a Barbie early Corvette, and I comped it when I did the edits because I couldn't comp it when I was there, and it was $10 at the sale, and it sold for had sold comps for like 110. So I was pretty frustrated, but I did pay $3 for a blanket that ended up selling for $6 plus shipping. A lot of guys like vintage NASCAR shirts, but that, like, as a fashion trend, I think that's really going downhill. They're not paying up for vintage NASCAR shirts like they were. And this is NASCAR, but it isn't a shirt. And so it's a little less desirable, but I expected it to do way better. But it's a cool piece, but it just isn't worth much, and the market was saturated. So I listed it for $6. I listed it for 10, got an offer for 5, came back at 9, came back at 6. And I'm like, I just need to let this thing go because it isn't worth holding on to see if I can get another $3 when nobody's interested in buying it. The retro truckload sale. I don't even know exactly what this is. It is from Videotown Entertainment, which is a video rental store, like a regional one, not as big as Family Video, which is what we had around here. And it's obviously a soft case. And I have to suspect that you would rent a VCR from them and take it home in this. I was hoping that it would have a section the right size for a Nintendo, and then I could like lot it with a Nintendo, and it would and some controllers and a game or two, and it would really add a lot of value because it's a really neat piece, cool looking thing. But since it isn't video game related, I think I had a little bit of a harder time putting a value on it because it's not the kind of thing there's going to be comps on at all. I listed it for $19.99, free shipping or plus shipping. A buyer came in with an offer at $18. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know why you would, but if $2 gets you to buy it, by all means. So buyers all in at $30.86. Pretty easy decision to take that offer. And that was from the retro truckload sale. And I think I paid $10 for that, and it had a bunch of stuff in it. So it wasn't like I even paid anything for that. I just, how about this whole thing for $10? Okay. And I don't think we were counting that as any value, but I knew it had value, but it was whatever, the thing was full of toys. Another 40-cent game guide. This one is anime and a role-playing game, RPG, like Final Fantasy kind of feel. And so those two things are going to do much better. Anime and role-playing game. And then this is Versus, which is another brand that doesn't have a following like Brady Games or like Prima, but that's the only one for this game. So it's really good. And this, I paid 40 cents. This sold for 15, free shipping. These books, I am well beyond in the profit on Hoarder House stuff. So these are all Hoarder House books. They've probably only been listed for 2 weeks, but I've had them for 2 years, just clogging up the death pile. And they sold for $9, free shipping, but they'll go media. And they're only worth $2 a piece, but I managed to get that out of them. You can't list stuff for $2 a piece, but at $9.99 free shipping, it's worth sticking these in an envelope and sending them media mail. And then they don't go in the trash or the recycle, and they make me a little bit of money on top of all the money I've made on that Hoarder House. Prolon. Made in the US, Prolon. This is some kind of base layer. Thermogate base layer. And it's made in the US. And now I remember I got it with a bunch of vintage t-shirts at an estate sale. And it's probably been a year and a half. But it's not like it's super desirable. It's just got to be a base layer that fits somebody. And maybe they know what that brand is and maybe they don't. Sold for $12 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $18.60. This is a cool piece. And I know I got this at an estate sale for $2. Fottle, Fruit of the Loom, Best. And it is an XL Snap-on Tools. I buy about anything that says Snap-on Tools on it if it's not real expensive. Single stitch, no back, just a cool shirt. I paid $1 for it in an estate sale and it sold for $15.30 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $20.80. These books, I pulled them all out and made sure they were all there, and then I did not bring them over here. So 12 books, Hoarder House books. They're all Zane Grey. Sold for $19 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $27. Again, I like to find like books, make lots, move them out in big bulk for cheap. I mean, 12 books for $27 is around $2 a book. But if I can get 12 of them to move at a time, it makes it much more worth my time. I bought a huge basket of a tote full of video game stuff from a friend of mine he was like, I'm on my way to the video game store to turn in a bunch of stuff and see if I can make money selling this to the video game stuff. Would you rather me come to your house and you make me a profitable offer on the stuff? And I said, of course I would. Sealed copy of Wii Sports and handful of other things. A lot of really good stuff, but some junk too. These three were just in the bottom. They're the wraps for Wii controllers. And then this one is different because it has the Wii Motion Plus add-on. And then later they added it directly into the controller. So you can find a controller this size that says Wii Motion Plus. That's the best way. If you have one that doesn't say Wii Motion Plus and is this size, then it's not worth much. If you find a controller that doesn't say it and you can add this thing onto it, it adds a lot of value because you have to have it to play some games. And it really makes a lot of difference on a lot of games. But anyway, those things aren't worth much, but sometimes they're worth lotting up. $9.99 free shipping. Another train, $29.99 free shipping. I paid $1.50 last Christmas, a couple of days after last Christmas when these were 90% off at Walmart. And my wife reminded me today that I got 6 of them to the register, and this little boy was just oohing and ahhing. Oh my gosh, Mom, did you see those? And she saw that they rang out for $1.50. She's like, where did you get those? I want to go get one in line. And I was like, I took the last of them, paid for it, and handed the little kid one. And I'm like, Merry Christmas, dude. I don't need to make money on every single one. I can hand one to a little boy in line and make his day. And then I went up to the cashier. I was doing self-checkout, and I went up to the lady that was running self-checkout line, and I was like, hey, this is my receipt for these. I only have 5. That little kid has 1, but he's not going to have a receipt. But it is paid for because I didn't want his mom to get in trouble and have that item with no receipt. How about this? This is a bobblehead. I have 2 minor league weird bobbleheads tonight. This one is En El Rio de Peoria 309. It's Peoria Chiefs, Candy Skull, Dia de los Muertos. Peoria, where we used to live in Peoria, has a big Hispanic area. And it's just down from the Ball Diamond. So I don't know what the tie-in is here. I don't speak enough Spanish to... Oh, this says what it is. Anyway, Peoria Chiefs did this as a stadium giveaway. And I think it was in 2020. I was trying to see that, but I don't. Yeah, it's dated on here. on my title 2020. Cool piece. Paid $3 for it and sold for $16.99 plus shipping. Mine was the cheapest one online, and it still took it a while. That was at the Everything's a Dollar sale, but there was a handful of things that I bought from her teenage son because he wanted to get rid of some stuff, but he wasn't doing Everything's a Dollar. I bought a bunch of video games. I bought some Legos, and I bought that. And so I paid $3 for that, $17 plus shipping. Pretty cool pickup. These are here somewhere, but I don't know exactly where, so it doesn't really matter. I think they're over on the desk because they're another big lot. These, I don't even know where they came from. They're Shopkins, these teeny little things, and there's over 100 of them, and they sell in those kind of lots for decent money, $20 free shipping. These were in the death pile, and I had a little house for them, and I think I sold the house and a handful for like 15 bucks. And then this big bag that I knew I had somewhere but didn't know exactly where, found it in the death pile, listed it a couple of days ago, sold for 20 bucks. This is from the Everything's a Dollar. No, not the Everything's a Dollar. The retro truckload sale. And this did sell for $6.50 free shipping. That's the only thing I can ever remember selling for $6.50 free shipping. So despite my rant at the beginning of the video, this did sell $6.75 free shipping. And the reason that I would sell this is because it was in the bottom of a box. I didn't even know I bought it. And I can either throw it away or I can take $6.50 free shipping, put it in an envelope, and end up with $2.50 or $3 at the end of the day. The other stadium giveaway, the Tulsa Drillers, Troy Tulowitzki played for them, and then he went on to play for a professional baseball team. And I paid $3 for this at Goodwill, and it sold for $17 free shipping. There were a bunch listed for like $35, but there were none sold. So I listed mine for $17 free shipping, and it even took a little while to sell. This sweater sold for $20 plus shipping. This is the second time it sold. The first time it sold, it got returned because the buyer said he normally wears a large in Ralph Lauren. This was too small. So I don't know if it shrunk, but I had the size, I had the measurements on there. So then when I relisted it, I put in that this may run, I put in the title, please read, and then I put see measurements. This may run small in the description. So it sold for $20 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $31. Another Hoarder House book, $10 free shipping on just this Dracula. This says Bram Stoker. Definitely trying to get some Bela Lugosi vibes, even though I don't think this has anything to do with the man himself. $10 free shipping is great for this little book. This is, I have nothing into this, and I'll put it in an envelope, and it couldn't possibly be easier. This Cars stuff. I've heard Commonwealth Picker say it, and I've thought it for a long time. Cars is probably going to be the G.I. Joe of the next generation. Like G.I. Joe, He-Man, Ninja Turtles are things that guys my age look for. My sons, when they're my age, I think Cars is going to be high on the list of franchises that are Bolo branded. And this is from Cars 2, and Cars 2 is a good movie, but it is underrated as a good movie. Most people wouldn't agree with my assessment that it's a good movie. But anyway, so this is a play set where Mater is being a spy, and this is the speed train Stevenson. And Mater's on this simulator looking at and he's like, you guys are spies? Yeah. Anyway, super fun. This doesn't have any of the accessories, but I paid 50 cents for it at a yard sale. Spoon River Drive yard sale, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it was me and Evie and Alex. And it went for $20 free shipping. I paid 50 cents for it. And I disclosed that it's like scratched up and stuff. But this guy's hard to find. Frank, the Combine, is hard to find. There's a handful of pieces, even Cars 3 stuff, that you can do well with. I comp Cars stuff whenever I find it. There's monster truck versions of Mater and Lightning McQueen that are frightening McMean, and I forget Mater's name, but then there's like a mixing truck called Patio Concrete. He's an Irish mixing truck. Patio Concrete. And then there's a Rastafarian that's a Rastafarian with dreads, and it's just a regular car. The Ice Screamer, an ice cream truck. And those, if you find those monster truck 1/64th scale die-cast Cars vehicles, what is the Mater one called? I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. I'm drawing a total brain fart. But if you find that set, it's worth a lot. If you find the individual cars, they're worth some money. So look out for Cars stuff, because it's worth looking out for. That's going to do it. Everything else on the list is stuff that we already talked about. So, all right, guys, it is 7:30 Monday morning, and we had one other sale overnight, but it was a really good one. I'm excited about it, so I wanted to make sure and bring it to you. Look at this. Rothschild is a really good name brand of kids' clothes. This is a rarer vintage piece. I bought it for Evelyn. She wore it like once or twice. It's not the kind of thing that we get that dressed up to wear, and it's kind of uncomfortable and cumbersome for her. But I paid $11 for it a year ago. It sat in her closet for a year, and I sold it for $53 plus shipping. So look out for Rothschild. You know, there's money everywhere. Everybody's like, everything's so overpriced. The Goodwill's not worth shopping. And maybe that would be marked up some places. And $11 is a lot to pay for a kid's coat, I guess. But you just got to be diligent. You got to hunt. You got to look for things that you don't think about, like little girls' coats that might be worth $70 to somebody. And then we have Make a Fun Face, Ernie and Bert. I think this is complete as far as I can tell. In the box, not in great shape. The potato is like orange on one side and yellow on the other, so that you can make Ernie or Bert on the stand. It's not Mr. Potato Head branded. But anyway, this came from 1992. This came from the Retro Truckload sale. I paid probably $5 for it, and it sold for $29.72 or something like that. Probably on a best offer I sent. It was free shipping. It's been listed for a couple of weeks. Pretty cool piece. And then these boots. I paid $4 for these boots forever ago. And the comps were pretty good, but they're really small. These are Dexter branded, which you see a lot of cheap, don't pick them up men's dress shoes in that brand. But these had Vibram soles. I comped them, and they comped really, really high. And so they are... this is called an Alpine boot. The red laces, all those D-hinge buckle things to hold the laces in. These are a very cool pair of boots. These are men's size 6, which makes them incredibly small, less popular. But they sold for $44. If you found that in a really good size, then they would probably sell for a whole lot more. Vintage Alpine boots do really well, especially with Vibram soles. I paid $4, but it took forever to sell, and I think that had to do with size. All right, let's get back to your regularly scheduled outro, already in progress. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for clicking the bell and all the things that you do. And following, that's the one I was like, I forgot one. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one.